Hello, I'm James Sheard from the Accountancy People, and today I want to talk about buying your own commercial property. In this video, I want to look at the benefits and the risks of owning your own commercial property. That's a commercial property that you run your business in. I've recently put an offer in on a new office. Don't worry, we're not moving very far, but we will be moving the Levenshulme office slightly down the A6 at some stage. It won't be a huge move, but we will be moving it. And one of the things that's driving me is that I want to move from a leasehold premises to having my own premises. And I want to do that because I've looked at the numbers really. The thing about owning your own property as opposed to leasing it is that the commercial risk is actually very, very similar. So if I want to do an office up and make it look good and make it fit for purpose for an accountancy practice, then I'm going to have to spend quite a lot of money making it just right for us. And therefore, I want to sign a lease for 10 years, because I want to be there for 10 years. I want my clients to get used to it, I want my staff to get used to it, and as I say, I want to get all the partitioning and stuff right. And in order to do that, I've got to be looking at 10 years. Now, if you think about the risks of having a lease for 10 years and owning a property are principally the same, because as a small business owner, I'm sort of going to have to give a personal guarantee either way. So I'm personally guaranteeing either a mortgage or a 10-year lease. And as I say, in essence, those are the same things. The difference is that if you own the building as opposed to leasing it, you're paying off the mortgage, and over the period of the lease, over 10 years, you're probably, at the moment, the equivalent to the rent would pay off the mortgage over 15 years. So over a 15-year period, you get to own the building as opposed to owning nothing, and that's the principal benefit. And if you look at the actual detail of the numbers, owning a property is a good hedge against inflation. The government's been printing money, loads of money, which is very likely to lead to inflation. So having a good hedge against inflation is really good. You can also normally get a mortgage, so you'd put, say, a 30% deposit down and then borrow the balance, the 70%. So you're only putting 30% down, and then after 15 years, you're getting the whole building probably, because you'll have paid off the mortgage. So what that means is that your 30% turns into 100% over a 15-year period. And if you do the sums behind that, and looking at inflation and the interest rates and the rentals that you get that you'd have to give, if you look at all of that, your rate of return starts off at about 20% for me. Depends exactly on the numbers for you, but your rate of return is something like 20%, and over time that does actually diminish because you've got more equity in the property. But those sorts of returns you won't get in almost anything else. And the peculiarity of having your own property is this risk. Normally, if you were to buy a tertiary property, the sort of property that we get, then the tenants would come and go. But for me, owning my own property, I know the tenant won't come and go because it's me. And if I didn't own the property, I'd have to rent one anyway, and the risk is the same. So the risk profile is negligible. I'm not increasing my risk, but I'm owning a property and I'm getting a decent yield, and the yield pays off the mortgage, and I get a great hedge against inflation. Don't take this as general investment advice. If you're going to invest in something, then what you need to do is think carefully about it. You need to realise that things go up and down. You need to, all the normal caveats, because it needs to be personal to you and in particular to your circumstances. But if you want to think that through and mull it over and work out whether and what is right for you, then please come and talk it through with me. I'm James Sheard from the Accountancy People. If you want to like this video, that'd be great. If you want to comment it, that would also be good. Or if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, that really helps me. Thank you.